Welcome to the first video from Judge 99 Sports Cards. I am David Singer, Judge 99 Sports Cards on eBay, Instagram, whatnot, and now on YouTube. This is my first video. I've been a collector for about over 50 years. Started in the 60s, did it again in the 90s, and then took a hiatus to have kids and a family and have recently gotten back into it after my kids have gotten older. So I've started about 2 years ago acquiring more sports cards and pulling out of the closet what I had accumulated over the years, and it was quite a bit. What you see behind me is not my collection from those days. What you see behind me is mostly cards that I've acquired since then. There's a few up there that I've had for a long time, but most of them have been recently acquired. And about a year ago, I became a dealer selling cards on eBay and just recently started on whatnot. Um, and I'm going to try to do on this channel something different, though. This is not about selling sports cards only. This is just about being a collector and issues in the collector community, as well as just general sports comments. I'm a big sports fan, and I'm going to close this inaugural video that I'm doing talking about tonight's football game between the Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills. Now, most people out there are saying that the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. The Houston Texans have no chance with Davis Mills, the backup quarterback, in there. I want to tell you right here, folks, I don't believe that's the case. Davis Mills is not as good a quarterback as C.J. Stroud, but Davis Mills is a veteran quarterback who's been around, and if they can protect him, they can win this game. The Houston Texans have the best defense in the NFL. That's right, the best defense in the NFL. Look at the numbers. Number one scoring defense, number one yardage defense. That defense, it will keep this team in most games. Now, they have to have some offense. They can't turn the ball over. They can't constantly go three and out. Davis Mills can't fumble the ball. Things like that cannot happen for the Texans to win. And there's been a lot of that over the last few weeks if you've been watching the Texans. The line is not great. It's been a problem for the last two seasons. And those folks that are saying negative things about C.J. Stroud, if you just watch the Texans and what he's had to go through the last 2 years, you'd understand that this is not a quarterback problem in Houston. This is an offensive line problem in Houston. And this is Nick Caserio not doing the one thing that he had to do over the summer, which was to fix the offensive line. Now, he traded Laremy Tunsil, a Pro Bowler, and I had no problem with that because, in my opinion, Laremy Tunsil is a dog. I mean, he can pass block, he can't run block, and he's good for a penalty every game. So as far as that trade goes, I had no problem with them unloading Laremy Tunsil. He's a me guy, not a team guy. So get him out of here and fix the offensive line. Did you do that, Caserio? No. You used a second-round pick on a player that looks like he's going to be a good player. The kid they drafted on the lot for the line, Ariante Ursary, looks like he's going to be a player. So that looks like it was a good pick. But that's the only thing you did. You brought in a bunch of journeyman free agents to think that somehow those guys were going to be transformed. Guys that weren't wanted on other teams, and we were going to put them together with a few of our linemen and make an offensive line. Very bad decision. They needed to spend some money on the offensive line. They needed to bring some guys, some top-notch guys in here to protect what could be one of the best quarterbacks in the league if you could protect him. C.J. Stroud hurt right now, not playing because of that, Nick Caserio, because we couldn't protect him. That's why he got a concussion. He was out there running around on a play that he had no business running around on, but had no choice but to try to make a play because the line wasn't giving him any protection. But getting back to tonight's game, Davis Mills is a good enough quarterback. He's shown over the last 2 weeks that he can perform under pressure. He's got receivers. If he can be protected and doesn't turn the ball over, expect the Houston Texans to stay in this game the entire way. Now, Josh Allen is great, but Josh Allen hasn't played great in Reliant Stadium. So if Josh Allen doesn't have a great game tonight, the Houston Texans will win this game. So that concludes my first video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe my channel. Look for some more content. We'll be talking about sports, but we'll also be talking about sports cards on this channel. And I'm David Singer, Judge 99 Sports Cards. We're out.